What's up, guys? I'm back here with another video here today, and today I want to be giving a speech. No, not even a speech, a declaration to LeBron James and a message to Rich Paul and Clutch Sports. I want this message to get LeBron. I know it never will, but as someone who cares deeply about the game of basketball, someone who cares deeply about the state of Minnesota and its teams, LeBron, please watch this. All right, let's go. So I think we've heard a lot of stuff about LeBron James. Where is he going to sign? Where is he going to go next season? Is he going to go over to Golden State? Is he going to go try to play with Steph? Is he going to return home to the Cavs? Is he going to go back to South Bay and go play it up with Giannis and the Heat? But I'm here to tell you no. No, he is not going any of those places. He's not going any of those daytime all the time, shiny shores places. No. He's going to where the winter hits most. He's going to Minnesota. And I'll tell you why in this video. So, I didn't really have a script for this video, but, when you're talking about LeBron, who needs a script, right? But I just want to go over a few of the things that I think prove why if LeBron did go to Minnesota, he would literally be the perfect fit on our team. Perfect. Absolutely no one in the league could fit it better. And also, I want to talk about the elephant in the room. This guy's probably not going to play another 5 years in the NBA. I mean, we did all say that 10 years ago, but I feel like now he's 40 now. He's 41. It's got to stop sometime, okay? So I think hopefully this guy's not going to be tearing the league apart for another 5 years. Jeez, that's insane to think about. But if he is going to go and try to get a championship, I think now is the best time to do it. I think he's got another 1, maybe 2 seasons in the tank, but I think wherever he signs to this year, he's going to sign a 1-year deal, almost indefinitely. And going along with that, he's probably going to sign a minimum to whichever team he signs to. And that's important because Minnesota, they cannot afford anybody else. So the only way they could get LeBron is if they hit him with a minimum contract. And he said he's all right with that. And I think one of the greatest things about NBA offseason, the NBA in general, is how focused we are on trading, signing. It's just so fun to think about. I mean, you've got an entire group of people who will sit on 2K, every single 2K, every year, and literally trade teams to other teams. And we have websites where you can practice trades and like figure out if it would work money wise. I'm getting off on a side tangent here, but I'm saying this because I feel like LeBron going to the Minnesota, it's gonna be a long shot. It's always been a long shot. We probably have 24 to 36 hours as of the time I'm recording this before he officially announces where he's going to be going next season. And to say he's going to go to the Wolves is absolutely insane right now. Actually, no. No, it was... Okay. 6 months ago, it would have been absolutely insane. Now, he's keeping in Minnesota in the top 5. Apparently, according to Shams, he's sort of down to 3 teams in the Eastern Conference. Obviously, the Bucks. Not Bucks. I'm tripping. Heat, Cavs, and Philadelphia. Which, I mean, you could, but then you could come to Minnesota though too. You come to Minnesota. Let's talk about the fit real quick. Obviously, you got your Melo at your point guard. He's obviously newly acquired. I just made a video about him a couple of weeks ago. If you've not watched that, go and make sure you watch it because it is a banger. It was me on freaking 4 hours of sleep talking about Lil Melo trade. We've got Anthony Edwards, who's obviously going to be number 1, and he's going to be great in this league for years and years to come. Then at the 3, it kind of depends. If we did get LeBron, this might change. But obviously we got Ayo Dosunmu, who I think right now would either play the 3 or in some instances, maybe the 4 with Jaden McDaniels, they would probably figure it out. I'm not exactly sure. They're a very guard-heavy lineup and a wing-heavy lineup. But either Io or Jaden McDaniels, you could run the 4, and then we got a great defensive stopper at the 5 in Rudy Gobert. So we have amazing playmaking in LaMelo Ball, amazing scoring in Anthony Edwards. We have amazing defense in Rudy Gobert and Jaden McDaniels. So anything that LeBron James doesn't need to do, or he can take a night off of being super aggressive on defense or super aggressive on offense or playmaking, he can do. It doesn't matter. Their team without him, I still think, will be a good team this year. And you can quote me on that when the Wolves are 2027 champions. That's going to turn out bad in 8 months when I eventually have to hear that again. But what I'm trying to say is, LeBron, this is simply going to come down to the fact that he doesn't want to go to Minnesota. If he obviously probably won't go to Minnesota. Like I said, it's a long shot. But we got to manifest, right? And the thing is, this fit is literally perfect. I will say this 10 times over. No matter what team, like if you look at the teams in the contention right now for best fit, I will say Minnesota is number 1, unbiasedly. Unbiased. In terms of depth and fit, LeBron James is the best fit to play in the Minnesota Timberwolves this year. And you can argue with a wall. Okay, tell me how he fits in with Giannis playing basically the same position as him and Bam Adebayo. Spacing on that team is already going to be atrocious. All right? No, he's not going to the Heat. All right, I don't want to hear it. The Cavs, they have nothing cooking over there. James Harden is not going to let you do anything. I get maybe if he's just saying, okay, I'm just going to take a farewell tour, go back home. Frick that, buddy. Go and win your 5th championship with the Wolves. And as a Wolves fan, I think I speak for all of us here. If you came in and won us a ring, we would genuinely build a statue in every single street of Minnesota. It would be absolutely insane. Minnesota has not won any sports championship other than, like, I think the WNBA. But, like, we don't count that. In the Big Four, hockey, basketball, football, and baseball, we have not won one in 35 years. Timberwolves never won a championship. Obviously, Vikings never won a Super Bowl. And Twins haven't even been to the finals or the World Series, I should say, since the 90s. And obviously, I don't think the Wild have either, but don't quote me on that. Don't you understand, LeBron? If you came to a Minnesota team and won us a ring, do you know what that would do? You know what that would do for the economy of Minnesota? I don't think you understand the implications. LeBron, even if you just came to this team and we lost every single game, the GDP of Minnesota would be altered for years to come. I know you don't understand this, but Minnesota winters are horrible. I'm gonna be honest. I live pretty close, and yeah, they're horrible. But I will say the summers, they're great. Which I know you don't really play in the summer, but you can buy a lake house, in the summer, live here after you won your championship, and just live a great rest of your life. Okay, just in Minnesota. Yep, it's a long shot, but. I mean, there's good golf here. Not in the winter months. Just come to Minnesota, all right? I obviously am reaching at straws here. I'm in desperation now that the Timberwolves are down to the last couple teams that LeBron is picking between. And honestly, if you told me a month ago that the Minnesota Timberwolves were going to be in contention to land LeBron James, I would say that you're insane. I would say that you need to check up on the nearest prison cell and lock yourself inside because I was worried about what you were going to do. But now the fact that we are having this conversation, the fact that we are even having this conversation at all is balderdash. I don't understand it. LeBron and Minnesota, this just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. But now we have a chance. We have a chance to land a 4-time NBA championship player. We have a chance to land my personal GOAT. One of my favorite players to watch growing up, playing this game. I mean, you know how bad I want to jump like LeBron? You want to know how bad? I mean, I wore his sneakers, even though they weren't that good. Nike kind of sold on those LeBrons most of the time, but I still wore them. I love LeBron. This has just turned into a LeBron glaze fest, and honestly, I'm okay with that. Because I love LeBron, and I want him to come here. I want him to come to the Minnesota Timberwolves. I would go to every single game. Not actually, I don't have the money for that. But I would go and watch this man on the TV every single night in aspiration of how do we get him. So LeBron, I'm not asking for you to sign a 5-year contract. I'm not asking for you to even give us a ring. All I'm asking is that you give us a chance. All I'm asking is you give us a chance. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why LeBron James should come to the Minnesota Timberwolves for the 2026-2027 season. But that's all I got. If y'all like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.